So far, we have talked about the success factors of the business. So what it takes to be a successful company. In this lecture, I would like to talk about the success factors of the entrepreneur itself. So what it takes to be an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur like? The first feature of an entrepreneur, I can say, is craziness. An entrepreneur is crazy, has to be crazy. There is a book named Crazy is a Compliment by Linda Rottenberg. Actually, she's the founder of the Endeavor. Endeavor is a non-profit which is worldwide and which is backed by the Kaufman Foundation. It first started in New York, but it's in emerging economies, in Latin America, in Middle East, in the Eastern Europe. So it helps to develop the high impact entrepreneurship in those countries. So if it helps the entrepreneur who has a vision in their country, in their respective countries, and then who would like to change the countries they are in. So she's saying that you should take craziness as a compliment because it means that you are dissatisfied with something, you would like to change something. So you are not happy with your situation. There is also a word which describes the situation as happy dissatisfaction. An entrepreneur is a happy person with the inner self, within the inner self, but he's dissatisfied with some stuff. For example, when you go to the supermarket, you feel like there is something missing, or when you go to school, you feel like the education needs to change, or when you go to your job, when you do your business, you feel like, okay, something needs to change. So that's where the entrepreneur comes in place. In that situation, the entrepreneur thinks like, okay, this has to change and I will be leading this change. So, and some other people will say, oh, you are crazy. Okay, take craziness as a compliment and go with your plan. So the second feature of an entrepreneur is being visionary. So actually it's complementary to each other. Craziness and vision is complementary. So others call you as crazy because it's your vision, it's your dream. So you dream about a feature and then you try to make it happen. The famous business leader, Peter Drucker, has a quote on that. He says that the best way to predict the future is to create it. So the best leaders, the best business people, or the leading people in the world, their common feature is they work hard to create the future, okay? So to make their dreams come true, to make their visions come true. So dreaming about a potential future is also an important characteristic of an entrepreneur. However, being visionary does not mean that you have to stick with one certain feature. A good entrepreneur also listens to others. Listening and opening to feedback, opening to new ideas is also a key attribute of an entrepreneur. While listening, an entrepreneur needs to learn fast and adapt easily. That's a common feature that I see in most entrepreneurs, that actually which makes it, which I see rarely in entrepreneurs. Most entrepreneurs, people whom I call as the would-be entrepreneurs, who says they would like to be entrepreneurs, but they are not so sure, or they are just recent entrepreneurs. What I see commonly is actually most people are not open to learn, and that's a route to failure. An entrepreneur needs to have a vision, but at the same time, he needs to learn from others and he needs to adapt quickly. Because the most expensive way to learn is by your own experiences. But by having a mentor, by talking to other people in your business domain, by talking to the right investor, by trying to find the right people and by connecting them, you can learn from their experiences and you can adapt quickly. So having a vision, but together with listening and learning and adapting quickly is the key to success. Another key feature of an entrepreneur is acting. An entrepreneur is a person who acts when it is required, who acts at the right time. So just talking is not enough. Talking is cheap. So you have to act, because acting means commitment. So when you commit something, you achieve results. You put a target for yourself and you achieve results. So if you see something missing, just work on that for a few hours and try to find a temporary solution. Just starting from day one. You do not have to become a $1 million business. Nobody expects for that. So many startups start from one single need of the entrepreneur, and the entrepreneur acts for it. So in your business, let's say some customer complains about something, so you don't have to go to your manager and ask for permission. You can always try to solve the customer's problem, and you can talk about it. You can learn from your mistakes, and you can make it a best practice maybe in the company. Let me tell you a story. Before academia, I used to work for Procter & Gamble. And in Procter & Gamble, one of my work was about business process engineering and transforming the processes in the company. And at the same time, P&G is actually very proud about being an innovative company. But that wasn't the way how I was feeling in the company. So in one department meeting, while all the department managers were there, I was making a presentation about innovation, and I told them that we are the 7th most innovative company in the world, and everyone was bragging about, yeah, we are good. But then I asked this question. I don't feel the same way. I don't feel like we are the 7th most innovative company. Do you feel like that? At that moment, everybody was upset. But then, suddenly, my act paid for it. One department manager came to me and said, okay, I think you're right, and why don't you work on it? After that moment, I created a team in the company. We called it as an innovation team, and I collected one member from each department, and I started working on the field that I'm most passionate about. It was all because I acted on it. So one common feature of an entrepreneur is stop thinking, stop analysis paralysis. Okay? Just have a vision and act on it. You will see other benefits. You will fine-tune your plan. You do not have a perfect plan to start. You just need a vision, and you just need a near perfect plan, or maybe there is no plan. Just act on it and you will see the plan later. Another key attribute is being persistent. Perseverance is one of the most important stuff in being an entrepreneur, because once you commit something, you start doing something, later you will be bored, or you will be upset, or you will be sad. Others will complaining about you. You will feel down. So in those moments, when you feel failure, you should be persistent. You should persevere in those moments. You should continue believing in your visions, and after talking to your advisory board, after talking to your mentors, other people, if you feel like you need to change your plan, change your plan. But if you feel like down, maybe pivot your idea. Maybe go for another idea. There are lots of examples. But if you feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel, okay, kill your idea and try to find another one which will help you continue your dreams and your vision. But perseverance is key, especially for sales. In sales, many people say that follow-up is the key. And getting an answer of no is the way going to yes. Because many people feel like when they get the answer no, they say, okay, maybe it will not work. But no, keep it going. Keep the conversation. So no is a step to yes. So follow up and go through it, be persistent, and then you will see that your conversion rate will go up during this process. You will experience it. Another key feature is be an expert in your field. Whatever business you are in, be an expert. So in that case, you will be able to see the field better than anyone else. For example, when Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, actually he was a computer science major, and he knows how to write a software. I mean, he had the idea and he wrote the initial version of Facebook just in one night. So if you're an expert and how to use the tools available to you, you can make it happen better than others. Actually, it doesn't have to be the best product in the field, but it just has to solve the need. It just has to understand the need better than anyone else. And a final key attribute for a successful entrepreneur is be purpose-driven. So have a purpose. Think about yourself. Why are you doing this? Many people fail to understand this, but this is a very powerful statement. Why are you doing this? Most people focus on what they are doing or how they are doing, but these are just the mechanics. You need to, if you embrace why you are doing, then this will help you. This will help you be persistent. This will help you to keep your vision. This will help you to learn from others. So have a purpose and build your business around this purpose. On the other hand, there are straight routes to failure. One of them is being product focused instead of customer focused. In the earlier lectures, I talked to you about the lean startup methodology, hypothesis driven entrepreneurship, and customer development model. Actually, they're all talking about the same thing. Companies do not fail because they do not have a perfect product. They fail because they do not have customers. But many people who are mostly engineers, they have this engineering trap. They are trying to make the perfect product. On the other hand, they have this. On the other hand, there might be a marketing myopia, which means that instead of satisfying the needs, you are more concentrated, you are more focused on building the perfect product. But at the end, nobody might want it. So beware of this trap. Be customer focused instead of being product focused. In the product focused, people think, okay, if I build it, they will come anyway. No, that's not the case. Be customer focused, start to iterate quickly, as fast as possible, fail early, fail often. And these are really great guidelines which has been proved to work so many times. So try it and you will see it yourself. For example, Edison, he didn't invent the light bulb at first instance. He tried it more than 1,000 times, and at the end he found 1,000 ways which don't work. And at the end he just found one way that works. So it's the same. Just keep iterating with the product. Have so many failures. Okay, just get used to getting failures, and then you will learn how to make the better product later once you prove there are customers for the product. And second route to failure is being in love with the idea. I see so many entrepreneurs who are in love with their idea and they have the sunk cost fallacy, so having invested so much emotional or financial investment for their ideas. But as I said earlier, an entrepreneur needs to learn and adapt and needs to listen. Okay, that's an important attribute of an entrepreneur. But when you are in love, you are blind to what others are saying. So beware of this trap. Do not fall in love with your idea. At the end, you are trying to build a new product which customers would like to love, but you need to find customers who will love your product, but you shouldn't fall in love with your idea or with your product. And another route to failure is having money mindset before the value mindset. Do not focus on earning money instead of solving needs. Your first top priority has to be solving on needs, concentrating on needs. What are the needs of the target segments that I'm trying to satisfy? So actually earning money is mostly affiliated with the short-term focus. So for companies or ideas or entrepreneurs who would like to gain in the shortest time possible, they focus on earning in the earliest time. However, the value-driven entrepreneurs, they are more long-term focused. They do not concentrate on the short-term earnings, but long-term value, long-term relationships with the customers that they are trying to serve. So concentrate on the value and the purpose, not the short-term gains. Okay, concentrate on the pains of the customers, how you are trying to solve their pains and how you are creating value. Okay, that's the best way to avoid the failure. Another one is the wrong team structure. When you are setting up your team, you need to carefully decide who your co-founder will be, who will be the first employee, who will be the second employee, what are your missing points, what can you put most, what are you good at, what are your what do you need in your company to be successful. Okay, setting up the team is really important because it will set the culture of the company in the later stages. This is one of the most important stuff, and also many companies fail at this stage. Another one is the wrong investors. So if you partner with the wrong type of people just to get their money, but you do not have a shared vision, that might cause problems as well. Or you might share the vision, but there might not be money, or you might share something, but the vision might be different. So these are all problems for your startup. So beware of this. After talking about the key attributes of the entrepreneur and also the routes to failure, I'd like to talk about the types of entrepreneurs. Okay, so the first one is the need-based entrepreneur. So this person becomes an entrepreneur because he or she does not have a better alternative. Okay, he cannot go to school, or he cannot find a job, or he needs money as soon as possible, and he doesn't have a better alternative. So he needs to be an entrepreneur, and maybe he's selling in the kiosk, or he has a grocery store, or he's trying something whichever will bring money as soon as possible to the entrepreneur. So this is need-based entrepreneur. Okay, especially in emerging economies or in the production concept, we can see more of this type of entrepreneurs because there are not many opportunities available for the people. The second entrepreneur is the lifestyle entrepreneur. These generally start as a hobby. The entrepreneurs start as a hobby. For example, a photographer starts taking pictures, so he doesn't have the intention of having a company, or an event organizer, or a scuba diver, or a dog trainer, or a yoga trainer. Maybe these are all lifestyle entrepreneurs, or maybe someone who makes candles and selling candles with just the homemade candles. So he doesn't have any plans for scaling. He just makes it because he loves it. Okay, he's in love with this lifestyle. That's why we call it a lifestyle entrepreneur. In many cases, lifestyle entrepreneurship just maybe gives the freedom and the lifestyle to the individual whom he would like to achieve. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that as well, but it's for investors, I mean, that's not type of the company that they are looking for, because it's just for the individual. It's not scalable. On the other hand, there are also small businesses. Some entrepreneurs turn into small businesses. So franchisee organizations are like that. So you become a franchisee for McDonald's, Burger King in your area. So you are an entrepreneur as well. You have your own company, but this is like a small business, and you operate within the limits. So it's not scalable as well. So you make profits, you earn money, but you're an entrepreneur, but it's not a scalable business model. Or it can be, I mean, instead of the franchise, it can be your business as well. But if it's not scalable, then it might turn into a lifestyle business, or it might have its limits. So in entrepreneurship, what we are mostly talking about is the fourth type of entrepreneur, which is opportunity-driven entrepreneur. In this one, entrepreneur finds out a need and tries to satisfy the need, and he sees the opportunity there. So even if he is a CEO, or he's a student, or he's just an unemployed, he sees an opportunity, and he sets up the company with this opportunity. Okay, it might start as a hobby, it might start as a one-night project, it might start as a school project, but it has the potential to turn into something really big. Okay, that's what we call as the startups. In the startups, actually there are two types of startups. Some of them are built to make profit. So they aim to become profitable and they would like to sustain it. But this is, but even if they are profitable companies, at the end their aim is to grow big. So that's why the investors are not mostly interested in making profits for the startups, especially in the early years, but their expectation is to grow this small idea, this vision, into something really big, something huge. So they are concentrated on increasing firm value and growing the company. So in that sense, the mentality here is having so many collaborators, cooperators, investors, employees, customers, and increasing the value of the company, growing it, and maybe having a small share of the big company instead of a large share of a small company. That's what investors are looking for. That's what people in the Silicon Valley are looking for. They are looking for scalable companies. They are looking for $1 billion companies, big ideas. Especially in our region, I mean, the VC companies, the venture capitalists, they are looking for maybe the next big idea. For Turkey, like we can say, they are looking for ideas which can grow as valuation for more than $100 million, okay? They are looking for ideas like it because they have this potential. They have this high return on investment for those companies.